The 2018-2019 school year is underway on the Tech campus. Coming up, we'll show you how students are already finding ways to have some fun and make plans for their future.
The Texas Tech football team is riding high after one of the largest wins in school history. We'll have the details on the team's historic victory and a look what's next for the Red Raiders in sports.
And Lubbock's favorite son is being honored through a special exhibit nearly 60 years after his death. Find out how you can see this special collection in person without leaving campus.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Thursday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Nydia Natividad.
And I'm Megan Zapalac. The fall semester is in full swing here on the Texas Tech campus, and that means that there are plenty of ways for students to take a break and enjoy an escape from their class schedule.
That's right, Megan, and one group that is consistently coming up with great activities is the Student Activity Board. Yesterday, SAB held one of its most popular events of the year in the free speech area outside the sub. Stuff a Critter was held from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., and the event gave students a chance to pick out a bear and bring a furry friend to life. The supplies such as the bear stuffing and even a custom t-shirt were provided free of charge to hundreds of students who lined up through the free speech area. The Stuff a Critter was only one part of SAB's special activity.
So today is actually National Love People Day, so we have bears out for people to come and stuff a bear. They can make it for themselves or they can make it for someone they love. And we do have this board going on. We have heart shapes out here so you can write a note of encouragement for yourself or for someone else who may need it. Put it up on the board and then grab one for yourself.
Wednesday's SAB event was one of the many events that are sponsored by the group each semester. SAB already has plans for this year's homecoming, which includes another Stuff a Critter event in October. For a list of SAB's activities, you can check out their calendar at sab.ttu.edu.
Another group who is constantly holding events for Tech students is the University Career Center. Throughout the year, the center hosts various themed school and job fairs for students looking towards their future. Yesterday afternoon, the Career Center hosted the Fall Graduate and Professional School Fair in the Sub Ballroom. Starting at noon, representatives from programs throughout Texas and beyond set up promotional materials to recruit potential students. The fair included recruiters from the University of Oklahoma, the University of Texas, Texas A&M, and many more. During the event, students could meet with the representatives and get information on how to continue their education after graduating from Texas Tech. Yesterday's event wrapped up at 3 p.m., but you can always get more information about continuing your education beyond graduation by making an appointment with the University Career Center. For more information on the center, including a full list of this year's events, visit careercenter.ttu.edu. You can also schedule an appointment by calling 742-2210.
The Texas Tech Police Department is gearing up for another year of protecting university faculty, staff, and students. With that in mind, TTUPD is bringing awareness to a growing issue that has been occurring off campus. Last week, the campus police department sent out a Clery Act notice regarding an increasing amount of reports of automobile thefts in off-campus neighborhoods. The notice stated that although no recent auto thefts have been reported on Texas Tech property, faculty, staff, and students who work or live in the surrounding areas should be aware of the possibility that their vehicle could be stolen. The notice also included some tips on how to help avoid becoming part of the recent trend. Do not leave valuable items visible in the passenger compartment. Close all windows and lock all doors before you leave your vehicle. Park in well-lit, heavily trafficked areas when possible. Make a copy of your insurance card and keep it with you. Consider removing any other forms of personal identification from your car vehicle to avoid identity theft. And always be aware of your surroundings when you're leaving your vehicle. If you do fall victim to an auto theft, you should call 911 immediately, but TTUPD is also asking the tech community to report any suspicious activity that could lead to further thefts. If you are on campus, you can contact the Texas Tech Police Department by calling 743-2000, or for off-campus incidents, contact the Lubbock Police Department at 775-2865. You can also make an anonymous report by using LPD's crime line by calling 741-1000. Since the beginning of the fall semester, the Tech campus has seen warm temperatures, cool nights, and some much-needed rain.
That's right, Nydia. After a hot summer, the changes we've seen for the last few weeks have been a nice way to kick off the new year. But should we expect any changes as we head into the fourth week of school? Let's take a look at the MCTV forecast. The MCTV Tower Cam is showing mostly sunny skies this afternoon with a few high clouds. Temperatures today have stayed pretty mild, with highs slowly climbing into the 80s. The rest of the day should stay warm and sunny, and the forecast is calling for clear skies throughout the night. Conditions will stay mild through tomorrow, but we'll see a few more clouds during the day. Skies will clear out again tomorrow night before a front moves into the area on Saturday morning. By mid-afternoon on Saturday, changing conditions will create the chance of some thunderstorms in the area. There is a 30% chance of rain right around the start of the Tech versus Houston game, but the storm system should move out after kickoff. The rest of the day should stay mild with mostly cloudy skies and a light wind. Mild conditions will continue through Sunday with a slight chance of showers throughout the day. On Monday, the fourth week of school starts off with sunny skies and high temperatures near 90 degrees. We can expect more of the same into Tuesday with a few clouds moving into the area early Wednesday morning. Partially cloudy conditions will stick around throughout the day on Wednesday, and the temperatures should be slightly cooler with a light breeze. Overnight temperatures are expected to stick around the mid-60s throughout the week as the fall equinox approaches next weekend. Looking ahead, warm temperatures and another chance of rain will enter the forecast as we end the week.
The Texas Tech football team officially kicked off its home schedule last week with a historic win against the Lamar Cardinals. The Cardinals came into Jones Stadium riding high on a 70-7 victory against Kentucky Christian, but Texas Tech brought Lamar back down with a 77-0 victory this past Saturday. Tech's 77 unanswered points set up the largest margin of victory for the Red Raiders since a 79-0 win over Trinity in 1932. Tech's biggest margin ever was a 120-0 win over Wayland Baptist during the Red Raiders' first season of play. Tech is now gearing up for what could be the most difficult game on the preseason schedule as Houston comes to town. The Cougars have won their first two non-conference games, including a victory over the University of Arizona. Houston's win against Arizona gave the Wildcats their first 0-2 start in 37 years. This Saturday's game is scheduled to start at 3:15 p.m., weather permitting. If you can't make it out to the Jones, you can also catch the action locally on Fox.
Football may be the sport with the most attention in the fall, but there's another team who hopes to make a championship run before the end of the semester. The Texas Tech women's soccer team officially started their 2018 season with a win over New Mexico in August. Since then, the Red Raiders have racked up 5 more victories with only one loss to Boston College at the beginning of September. This past weekend, Tech soccer beat Oregon State, and they are now spending the rest of the week in California. The Red Raiders will face off against Cal State Northridge tonight at 9 p.m. The Matadors hold a 4-2 record, and they faced 2 top 10 teams over the course of their season. Tech will then head down the road to Loyola Marymount for a matinee showdown against the Lions. Loyola Marymount is in the middle of a 4-game losing streak, and the Red Raiders hope to extend that streak to 5. Tip-off for Sunday's game is set for 3 p.m. For a live feed of scores and stats, visit texastech.com.
Texas Tech volleyball has also been in action since August with 10 games already in the record books. Volleyball's record is currently sitting at 8-3, and the team is only 1 week away from the start of conference play. Last year, the Red Raiders went 4-12 against Big 12 opponents, leaving a lot of room for improvement in the 2018 season.
Want to keep getting smoother and cleaner and just add to our game, you know, so we're trying to work on our transitions right now and just add a little bit here and there to our offense, get our defense a little bit more cleaned up and just make sure that we are not doing anything that would beat ourselves. And so far we've been pretty clean and we've played low air as a group, and now we want to take that and score more points off of it and not be quite so safe.
Tomorrow morning, the Tech Volleyball will kick off the UT Rio Grande Valley tournament with an 11 a.m. tip against Houston Baptist. Tech will then face UTRGV tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Tech wraps up the tournament schedule with a 10 a.m. contest against Texas Southern. Live stats and scores for all games will be available through texastech.com. Texas Tech football may be the biggest event on most students' schedules this weekend, but it's not the only thing happening on campus.
That's true, Nydia. There's also options to enjoy a recent hit movie or even learn about some history, all for free. Let's take a look at the MCTV events calendar. Tonight and tomorrow, the Student Activities Board is hosting a free screening of the Hollywood blockbuster Incredibles 2 in the Sub Escondido Theater. Incredibles 2 continues the story of a family of superheroes originally made famous in the 2004 Disney Pixar film. This time, Elastigirl is charged with saving the world, while Mr. Incredible takes on his biggest challenge yet, raising the couple's 3 kids. SAB's screening of Incredibles 2 starts at 10 p.m. both nights and is free with a student ID.
Once the Jones clears out on Saturday, make plans to stop by the Frazier Alumni Pavilion for a unique annual event. The 9th annual celebration of the El Grito is scheduled for 6 p.m. on Saturday evening. The El Grito celebration honors the legacy of Mexico's declaration of independence from Spain while sharing history and cultures from Latin American countries. Saturday's event will include a ceremony that will tell the story of Mexico's independence and explain the symbolism found in the Mexican flag. Mariachi, Los Matadores, and Ballet Folklorico will perform during the event. Following the ceremony, attendees will also be able to enjoy free food and drinks. The annual El Grito event is sponsored by the Division of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Saturday's celebration is also the kickoff of Tech's observation of Hispanic Heritage Month. Spring of 2019 will mark the 60th anniversary of Lubbock's favorite son.
That's true, Nydia. On February 3, 1959, Buddy Holly died in a tragic plane crash, cementing his place into not only Lubbock's history, but the history of rock and roll. In anticipation of the anniversary, Tech's Southwest Collection is hosting a special exhibit right here on campus. Buddy Holly, Life, Legend, Legacy is currently on display in the gallery inside the east entrance of the SWC. The new exhibit features photos, posters, artifacts, and music, all pertaining to the legendary artist. Some of the items on display include record albums, books, a booth from the last venue Holly played in, and a set of Holly's iconic black frame glasses. The exhibit also includes audio excerpts from a radio program produced by Curtis Peoples, the curator of Tech's Crossroads Music Archive. Buddy Holly, Life, Legend, Legacy will remain on display at the SWC through October. Afterwards, it will be moved to the Buddy Holly Center on 19th Street to be showcased during the 60th anniversary of Holly's untimely death.
So Megan, how has the beginning of the fall semester been for you?
Pretty good. That's all for today's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update.
Thanks so much for joining us, and be sure to check ttuhub.net every day for more news. We'll see you next week.